Does anybody here remember a band? As I was preparing for this, this song randomly popped into my head from when I was like in 7th grade. There was a band called Petra. Anybody remember that band?
Yes.
Okay, so I know it's sort of weird that I even know of that band, but a group of people got together and redid a bunch of their songs. And there's this one song that I specifically remember, and I don't know why, because the chorus is really good, and it goes like this. We are strangers in an eerie land. We are not of this world. So I had Brandy play it on YouTube, and it was nothing like I remembered. And then I realized I had listened to a different band playing their song. But today we're going to be talking about aliens. And in terms of aliens, not the green kind that you see in movies like Men in Black and Invasion of Planet Earth, but aliens as in foreigners. And so one of the things I was thinking about is, I don't know if you guys have ever ridden a bicycle in full riding gear. How many of you have done that? Anybody? Okay. You're in full spandex. Okay? Spandex with padding on your butt. And shoes that make click-clack noises as you walk. Okay? So I rode across the United States of America wearing spandex. And I remember specifically this one time in a little town in Iowa, I was hungry. And all I wanted was some of those Little Debbie cinnamon roll packages. That's all I wanted. But none of my friends, none of my group wanted to go into this grocery store with me. Okay, so I'm in full biking spandex. I have this disgusting orange blonde hair because I thought it was cool and tried dyeing it my senior year when I was Matt Applin's age. And it was like sticking out of my helmet. I had already ridden like 35 miles. Who knows what I had on my face. It was hot out. I was working out. I walk into the store, and I kid you not, literally it was like a creepy movie. Everyone stopped, and they looked right at me. And then I had to walk. And I went, click, click, click. And everyone's looking at me like this. And I'm like, I am sort of embarrassed because when I'm in the group with other people who are in these clothing, it's fine, right? Because there's like other people and I don't feel as singled out. But I felt like such an alien. I felt so weird. I felt like the biggest foreigner you'd ever seen. And let me just tell you, I found the Little Debbie aisle and got out of that store faster than I ever have in my life. Got on my bike and we left town. And, as we are operated as Christians, today I'm going to talk about this. I believe that every Christian should be an alien for 3 reasons. Okay? And don't get too caught up in the title, but for 3 reasons. Reason number 1, you're chosen to shine. It says this in 1 Peter 2:9. But you are a chosen race, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, a people for God's own possession, so that you may proclaim the excellencies of Him who has called you out of darkness into His marvelous light. I got to thinking about this. As I was, and last night, the reason this is even in my sermon is because Judah crawled into a corner of a cupboard and came out chewing on this fake candle. And it has this like gold on there, and the only reason I knew he was chewing on it because his lips had like flakes of gold all over them. And he was going like this. True story. But this is a fake candle. And it's interesting. If you guys can see this, right now I have it turned on, and if it's extremely, extremely dark, like we would have to put trash bags over the windows in here. If it's extremely dark, it sort of looks like a candle, sort of. See, this is a fake light. Now, the one the Bible's talking about is a real light. And so, when you have a real flame, even in a very bright setting, like up here on stage, it still shines. Isn't that interesting? See, as Christians, we're called to be aliens. We're called to be people who have a light a lot like this one. Some of us, some days, can sometimes hope for sort of a fake light. But it doesn't really put off the kind of true light that people are looking for. And people can see right past it. Let's just be honest. If you're faking it, if you're in a bad mood, and you really don't feel like being a Christian, you don't feel like standing out, everyone knows. That used to bother me a lot. That was one of the biggest complaints I had growing up. Bunch of people faking it, not really being the light. Second reason I think every Christian should be an alien is you are compelled to rebel. Now, this is interesting. Rebellion has a very negative connotation. When I say rebel, some of you automatically went to rebellion against like the authorities, sort of a rebellion mindset. This is actually a rebellion against the world. This is a rebellion against commonality of what it means to be an American, what it means to be the American dream. You're rebelling against what marketers want you to do. You're rebelling against buying stuff that you don't need. You're rebelling against what people consider quote-unquote normal. This is a rebellion against the world. This is a good rebellion. It says this in 1 Peter 2:11. Beloved, I urge you as aliens and strangers to abstain from fleshly lusts which wage war against the soul. As aliens, as strangers. For us, as Christians, if you do not get some flack from people at work or in your life or in a workplace, if people don't give you crap about not doing things, then the question starts to become, am I of this world as a fake Christian, or am I living my life as an alien where people are like, that guy's sort of weird, but he's sort of cool. I don't know why he doesn't come to my parties. I don't know why he doesn't do certain things the way I do them, but he's a really nice guy. He helps me out. Numerous times, I have a lot of friends. I grew up in Ithaca. Numerous times, birthdays over the years from the time I graduated, I have not been invited to people's stuff, ever. And a lot of times it's because I'm a pastor. And so I don't even get an invite. And then I hear, pretty much all my friends got invited except for me and B. And it's hard sometimes, I'm like, I might have gone. Everyone else might have been uncomfortable with me being there, but I might have gone, I might have gone to that. And if you don't start seeing some of those signs where people are sort of like, man, you're weird. If people aren't saying stuff to you, then you got to start to question, am I living in such a way that I'm an alien in this world? Am I living in such a way that people are actually seeing that I'm different? Okay? So the second reason is we're compelled to rebel. I urge you to be an alien. Some of us, we easily, and I do this, we easily move from church into a secular world, and we allow ourselves to sort of be like a chameleon. Our colors change with the people we're surrounded by. Our language changes when we get around certain people. Around certain people, we use words that we never use around other people. And God's saying, no, I want you to be in that environment, but different. You're called to be aliens. The third reason is this. One second. I actually have a really good video. We have to watch this. I'm so sorry. I totally bypassed it. This video is sort of what I'm talking about. It's like being in the world. It's sort of a funny take on everything. If you guys could hit that, that'd be great.
Oh, I was gonna go to Macy's, but Dillard's is having a sale. Man plans his steps, but the Lord directs his path. Look at these purses. Excuse me, this is fashion now? Lean not on your own understanding. Oh, Spencer's Gifts? Guard your heart. Finish line? Oh, yes, run the race I have set before you. 30% off. All things work together for good. Oh, would you look at these here? Run and not grow weary, walk and not faint. No thank you. I don't need any skincare samples. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Oh, there's Starbucks, thank heaven, streams in the desert. Look at these watches for such a time as this. Look at all this baggage. No thank you. I have left my burdens at the cross. Oh, I love this bedding. Yes, all who are weary, he will give you rest. Look at these knives. These are perfect. Iron sharpens iron. Oh, man does not live by bread alone. Hey, Adam, you want to take a bite of this? Man's original sin. Microsoft only for me, thank you. Oh, Lululemon, he will not tempt you beyond what you can handle. Oh, Zales, absolutely not. My treasure is in heaven. Payless is having a sale. Lead me not into temptation. Oh, judge all you want to. You without sin cast the first stone. Oh, love this hat. Look at this. Anyone who is in Christ is a new creation. I will dwell in the Nestle Toll House of the Lord forever. I come all the way in here for a sale and they don't have my size. Jesus, please, he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion.
And it's a funny. The guy's name is John Christ. He's a Christian comedian. He is hilarious. He's got a series of these. It's called The Lady Who Has a Bible Verse for Everything. But it's a funny way of sort of saying, look, as we go in this world as Christians, we're to be sort of thinking and meditating and living out God's word. And yeah, this guy used it very humorously. Brandy always cracks up, like belly laughs at this, even if she heard it like 17 times last night as I was trying to make sure it was good. But, the point is this. As we go out, as we're different from the world, it's just, have an understanding of what God would have you do. Have an understanding of who you are. Third reason is this. Committed for life. Committed for life. If you're trying to be an alien, and if you're trying to be a Christian, you're going to be an alien. You're going to be a stranger. This world is not your home. I'm just a passing through, right? It's a great song we sing. I don't know anymore, and I try to remember the words. I used to sing it all the time. I think I remember cathedrals or the Gaither. My mom and dad had a cassette tape we used to play all the time. But this world is not my home. It's this idea that you're committed for life. In verse 12, it says this. Live such good lives among the pagans or Gentiles or non-Jewish people, because remember this was written in a time where he was addressing certain people, that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day he visits us. Among. This one's challenging, okay? Let me just be honest. The word among here. How many of you guys could say right now that you are among people intentionally to be aliens in their midst? That you are among people intentionally to love them like Jesus? How many of us can say that? Because let me tell you, it's not easy. It is easy to hang out with Christian people who have the same beliefs, who have the same kind of ideas about how to live this life. It is easy to be in church with Christian people. But you walk away from church and the foundations that we have here, and you will live among people who are not Christian in such a way that they see you living, which means you are with them intentionally on a consistent, regular basis. To live among them as a stranger in a foreign land is not easy. It is hard. And if you don't believe that it is hard, go try it out for a while. Hang out with people that you normally would not associate with because they annoy you, because you think they make bad choices, because you think they put themselves in situations over and over and over again, and you're sick of watching them sort of move down a path of crashing and burning. And maybe this might even be people in your family. But my challenge to you is this. If you're a Christian, we are called to have people in our circles, to have people in our lives that see our good deeds. Right? Let's read this again. Live such good lives among the pagans, people who do not believe in God or don't believe in Him by their lifestyle, that though they accuse you of doing wrong, they may see your good deeds and glorify God on the day He visits us. That last part's interesting, right? That they may glorify God on the day He visits us. That could be talking about end times, right? Could be. But it could also be talking about you visiting them visiting you. The Bible talks about how sometimes angels will be sent into our midst, that God will set up divine situations that we as Christians are allowed to go to. We might be in the midst of something, living among a very special moment. And it's our challenge, it is our calling to be sort of strange, maybe a little bit weird, and love people in a situation that everyone else has turned their back on them. So my question for you is this. Who are you among? Who are you among? Are you only hanging out with people that you're comfortable with? Only hanging out with people that it's easy to be around? Only hanging out with your family? Who are you around? Are you making sure that you're around the people that don't annoy you? Are you making sure you're loving the people that are easy to love? Are you making sure that you go out of your way to avoid the people that cause you grief? And last, who are you doing life with? Who are you doing life with? It's my belief that we can all be aliens by following these 3 steps. Understanding that we're chosen to shine, not fake, but real. That we're compelled to rebel against the world. And that we're committed, not just on Sundays, but for the rest of our lives, to love the unlovable, to bring people from light into light from darkness. Do you have what it takes? No, you don't. But through God, you do. And that's what's awesome. In the times you fail, in the moments you fall off the horse, you get back up, and God gives you the strength to love the unlovable. God will do the loving for you when you do not want to love them. God will show you how to be that person, how to be a stranger, how to take persecution for loving God enough. Who are you among? God, thank you for this message. Thank you that we can just allow your love to shine through us, even in the midst of our own human frailties, that we can love the unlovable, that you give us the power to walk this life as strangers, as aliens, waiting for our home, heaven. God, thank you for that. And just allow us all to leave this church today and to love the unlovable, to be aliens, to walk a walk that says, man, you know what? I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world. I've got a different kind of home, an everlasting one, and it's not on this earth. God, I pray that we could be the people who love so brightly that they see our light shine, even in the darkest of places. Thank you for that. Just lift this up in your precious name. Amen.